This is how you should prepare for a gag grouper trip. First, you're going to want to load up the live well with live bait. You could either buy some, set some pinfish traps, or catch them on your way out. You want to bring at least over 100 depending on how many people you have. You can see you can catch 3 to 4 at a time. Second, you're going to want to fish the right spots. So Strikeline's fishing charts, hard bottom HD, code grouper MVP for 10% off. Then you're going to want to drop down dead baits when you get to the spot at first, then switch over to live bait. And a lot of the times it is hard for them to resist a good live pinfish or grass front once you get it to the bottom. And this is a nice rusty belly gag grouper that was around 42 inches long and around 31 pounds, which is a really good size one. You also want to make sure you're switching out your bait constantly. If you're not getting a bite, bring it up, switch it to a nice fresh live bait, and it shouldn't take long once you get to the bottom with a fresh live bait. And sometimes they do a feeding frenzy where you can get 3 to 4 people hooking up at once. There's nothing like it. These are one of my favorite fish to catch out there. It's too bad we get a 2-week season, but hopefully next year or in the next few years we can start getting longer seasons and get back to our summer and winter seasons. The best time of year for fishing in Tampa Bay, Florida is finally here. Here are some things you can expect. First, the bait fish are going to be plentiful at Skyway Fishing Pier and on the grass flats. You can cast net plenty of them for your day of fishing. There's also going to be Spanish mackerel all around those bait fish right now. There's also going to be plenty of mangrove snapper fired up. They get in schools this time of year on the ledges, on wrecks, even at Skyway Fishing Pier. You can run into a good amount of them. The way we target mangrove snapper is we chum in the greenbacks we cast netted, take some of them dead, some of them live, and get a good school of snapper fired up behind the boat. There's also going to be a good amount of sharks this time of year. You're going to have to deal with them. And sailfish come in pretty close. Around 15 to 35 miles out, sailfish come in chasing all those bait fish, so you can catch some good quality sails. There's also going to be the tarpon migration starting in April, and that runs April through mid-July, and it's a ton of fun targeting those tarpon. In the bay, there's also going to be plenty of schools of snapper. So at Skyway Bridge, at the Skyway Fishing Pier, you're going to run into schools of snapper like that. That also means gag grouper are going to be fired up as well on those bait fish. This time of year, we normally get some good weather windows. The water temperature is just right, and it's some of my favorite time of the year for fishing. We started out the day trolling for gag grouper, and it didn't take long before we hooked up. This one was fighting good, and it was around 30.5 inches long. We're going to flip them in the boat, and to troll we were using Rapala 40 plugs, and we were in around 50 feet of water. Now we're going to reset on the troll. We're trolling ledges and hard bottom areas, so we're trolling again. I move the rod, and we hook up again, and then on the other side, resize the rod out, and it doubles up. So we are double hooked up on gag groupers. This is a great way to find new spots, and when we're trolling anywhere from 4